Welcome back to the Dark Truth Diaries, where every whisper hides a warning, and every smile masks a secret. Tonight's story is personal. Deeply personal. It's not something I read in a headline, or found buried in a court document. It's a story told directly to me by a woman who lived through hell. A woman who trusted a man who preached holiness by day, and committed unthinkable betrayal by night. This is the shocking, heartbreaking, true crime tale of the pastor's wife who exposed his double life and paid the price. Settle in. This one will stay with you. Her name was Grace Thornton, a quiet, soft-spoken woman in her early 40s, known in the small town of Riverfall as the pastor's perfect wife. She told me. People looked at us with envy. They thought we were the perfect couple. They never knew the truth. Grace married Pastor Michael Thornton, a charismatic preacher with a smile that could melt stone, and a voice that made people believe he was touched by heaven. He built a church from the ground up, a congregation that adored him, a reputation that shimmered like gold. To the world, he was the man every mother wanted their daughter to marry. To Grace, he was her best friend, her partner, her calling. And for 15 years, she believed she was living in God's plan. But the cracks began small. Late-night counseling sessions, unexplained trips, deleted messages, locked phones. Grace said she felt something inside her whispering, "You're being lied to." But she buried that whisper deep. Because who suspects the man preaching about sin to be drowning in it? The truth didn't come as a confession. It came as a secret phone call from an unknown number. A trembling young woman's voice said, "You don't know me, but I think your husband is lying to both of us." Grace's knees nearly gave out. The woman, Ella, was 23 years old. A member of the church. Michael had been mentoring her. What started as counseling became emotional intimacy. What became emotional soon became physical. Ella didn't know he was married. Michael told her he was divorced. That his ex-wife refused to accept it. That he was free. Grace felt like her heart had been thrown into boiling oil. But Ella said something else. Something that cracked the world open wider. "He's been doing this with more than just me." Grace didn't cry. Not yet. She listened. She wrote things down. She asked calm questions. Because she wasn't just heartbroken. She was waking up. Grace told me. I needed proof. Not for the world, for myself. So she began a quiet investigation. She checked phone bills, emails, church records, transactions, suspicious payments disguised as community assistance. She dug through the world he tried to hide, and uncovered a labyrinth of lies. Michael wasn't just cheating. He was financially exploiting vulnerable women, coercing young members into private sessions, sending money to online escorts, leading a second life in another city under the name Ryan Troy. He had another apartment, another phone, another identity, and another woman he promised marriage. Grace had been sharing her husband with dozens of women, maybe more. One night, Grace followed him. He said he was visiting a dying member of the church. She watched him stop at a motel. Watched a woman, barely 25, run into his arms. Kissed him. Held him like she belonged to him. Grace didn't scream. She didn't confront. She simply recorded everything. She walked back to her car and whispered, "God, give me strength. I see now that this is not a marriage. This is a trap." That night, she made her decision. She would expose him. Not for revenge, but for her freedom. Grace printed everything. Photos, screenshots, financial records, testimonies, messages. An entire double life laid bare. Then she requested a meeting with the church board. Michael walked in smiling, completely unaware. Grace stood up with her folder, opened it, and the truth poured out like poison. One board member vomited. Another walked out crying. The elders stared at Michael like he was a stranger. Michael stuttered, denied everything, claimed Grace forged it all, blamed the devil, blamed his wife. blamed everyone but himself. But the evidence was undeniable. He was removed from leadership, stripped of authority, banned from the church. Grace thought it was over. But it wasn't. The real nightmare was just beginning. The moment Grace spoke up, the world she knew turned on her. Some church members called her a liar. Others accused her of destroying a man of God. People whispered that she pushed him into sin. Rumors spread that she was jealous, that she faked everything, that she had a mental breakdown. Michael played the victim flawlessly. He cried in public, told people Grace was emotionally unstable, told women he needed prayers because his wife was attacking him. His followers defended him like soldiers. Grace lost friends overnight, lost her home, lost her community, lost the life she'd built. And Michael, he didn't face prison. There wasn't enough to charge him criminally. Instead, he vanished, moved to another state, joined a new church under his fake name, and started his cycle again. Grace paid the price for his sins. She lost everything except her truth. Grace told me she spent months alone, healing, trying to breathe again. But she didn't stay broken. She moved to a new town, started therapy, began volunteering at a women's shelter. And slowly, she started helping other women escape manipulative men, just like she escaped her husband. She said, "I thought exposing him would give me justice. But instead, exposing him gave me freedom." Her voice didn't tremble. Her eyes didn't water. She wasn't fragile anymore. She was fire. When I asked her what she would say to Michael today, she didn't hesitate. "You didn't destroy me. You revealed me. You showed me who I am without your lies. And I found a better life than the one you pretended to give me." Then she added, "Tell my story. Let other women know they're not crazy. They're not overreacting. They're not alone." And that is exactly what I've done. You've just heard the haunting, personal story of a woman who trusted a holy man, only to discover he was living a life darker than the sins he preached against. Grace exposed him, but she paid the price. Now I want to hear from you. Was she brave? Was she betrayed? Did justice fail her? Comment your thoughts below. If you found this story powerful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Dark Truth Diaries, and hit the bell so you never miss another chilling tale. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and remember, sometimes the darkest secrets are the ones hiding behind the brightest smiles.